I mocked every ghost tale until an abandoned house spoke my name in the dark. This is the secret I swore I'd never tell. An uncle I barely knew left me his remote, mold-soaked residence. Everyone else refused the key. I saw an easy flip and quick profit. Estranged road, pines como fingers, silence thicker than fog. I crossed the threshold with paint plans, ignoring the smell of something long dead. Inside, dust draped over furniture, spider silk in chandeliers, nothing else. Normal decay, I told myself, sweeping footprints into the gloom. Night 1, a breath grazed my ear. Lucas sus. So soft. I blamed the wind between warped boards and laughed myself to sleep. Night 2, the voice stood closer, confident, and used my full name. Wind can't learn names. I kept the lights on till dawn. By the third dusk I couldn't sleep. The sound wasn't heard, it was felt like cold breath sliding down the spine of the house. It spoke again, mouth full of soil, vowels dragged like chains. Come here. The familiarity in that rot made my bones chatter. First time I laughed, strained and hollow. Second time I froze, because the tone knew my secrets the way only family ever could. Fourth dusk. I armed the phone recorder, left it glowing on the dresser, and tried to pretend bravery tasted like stale coffee. At 3:17 a wall cracked, boards groaned, and the whisper exhaled inches from my skull. Darkness pinned every limb to the mattress. Why did you forget us? It asked, suddenly human. I owned no children, no siblings, yet the question cracked something buried inside. Sun up, I replayed the file. Silence, creaks, then my name murmured thrice beside the mic, as though lips grazed the speaker mesh. Worse, my own voice answered, yet I'd never spoken. A tiny laugh, childish and pleased, ended the track like a rotten lullaby. That afternoon I bolted for daylight. The front lock refused. Windows felt welded to brick, and every call dropped into static snow. Panic pushed me through hallways. I shifted cabinets, kicked panels, desperate for a gap the house hadn't already swallowed. At the corridor's end, a carpet lay crooked, as though dropped mid-escape. My boot lifted it, revealing an iron-ringed trapdoor. The floorboards seemed to inhale, urging me downward. Terror begged retreat. Curiosity tasted like déjà vu and slowly won. I gripped the freezing ring. Wood snapped open, coughing dust older than memory. A black throat of stairs descended beyond the beam. Steps narrowed, plunging deeper than any blueprint. Air thickened with rot, blown candles and wilted bouquets no one delivered. At the bottom, stone floor, symbols scorched in crimson, melted wax guarding a lone bench facing a stain of darkness, carved deep into the wall, older than fresh paint. My name, every letter gouged like a wound that never healed. My fingertips brushed the groove. The stone drank heat from my skin. The phone light flickered and the basement exhaled behind me. A wet, close breathing circled my neck. I spun emptiness, yet words leaked straight into my skull. You came back. The house no longer needed walls. The voice lived in my bloodstream, using memories like doors I'd forgotten were there. I bolted upward, slammed the hatch, shoved a wardrobe across it. Wood groaned like ribs, but the whisper stayed inside my skull. It reminded me, 5 years old, hiding behind a sofa while someone screamed. I swore that scene never existed. So why did I smell it? I tore through attic boxes, fingers bleeding on rusted latches. Photo albums, letters, faces scratched out like they'd bitten the paper. One picture, a woman in the garden holding a dark-haired toddler. Backside note, Lucas, summer 97. My pulse forgot how to beat. Her face felt known, and her voice, the voice caressed my ears from the walls. Adoption papers had never mentioned her. Inside my great-uncle's cabinet, a diary, ink warped by tears. Lines raved. The boy returned. The house called him. The woman smiles. Last page. Letters gouged through paper. The house only wants what is hers, her son. I tasted metal fear on my tongue. Time dissolved. I stopped fighting doors. Nights filled with footsteps, lullabies, overlapping cries, as though walls rehearsed old tragedies. Dreams or memories bloomed. I played with ants in sunlit grass. A woman called me kindly. A tall shadow rose behind her, and sound died. I woke screaming, soaked, fingernails caked with soil and dried blood. I couldn't explain. Morning, the wardrobe had slid aside. The trapdoor yawned open as if it never knew a lock. Descending again, I found candles lit without flame marks. A circle of symbols writhed, and at its heart a new name, Gabriel. Truth cracked open. Gabriel, my brother said to be stillborn. The house wanted double blood back on its stones. Now two voices overlapped, a pleading child and the woman, desperate, commanding, bring him back. I understood. They craved a sacrifice, not my flesh, but consent. If I agreed, the doors would unlock and the cycle restart. Candles quivered with my hesitation. The entire house seemed to hold breath, anticipating my word. A buried scene punched through. Mother yelling the name Gabriel, then endless silence, then her sweet summons for me to stay quiet.
Realization poisoned me. The house wasn't haunted. It was the grave of a secret we'd built together.
I lifted a candle, stepped toward the circle. Gabriel's name glowed as if inked in embers. Her voice turned lullaby sweet. The horror twisted into peace, dangerous warm, because belonging finally outweighed fear. Memory cuts there. Darkness fell. Candles hissed, and whatever choice I made dissolved into night. I woke in my apartment miles away. No tickets, no gaps in time, only basement dirt beneath my nails and bruises on my wrists. Phone showed a fresh audio, stamped 3:17 a.m. I pressed play, hands shaking like loose shutters. Her whisper now sang, "We are one." Far behind, a boy's voice giggled, "Hi, I'm Gabriel." Since then, mirrors feel crowded. I speak alone, yet hear breath respond from glass silvering. At night, my apartment walls murmur the same invitation. "Lucas, come home." And my feet almost move. The house taught me, once a door knows your name, closing it is merely pretend. Tonight I glimpse a child's silhouette sharing my reflection, tracing fog hearts on the glass. Behind him, a woman's smile presses against the silver, patient as rust, waiting for my answer. My heartbeat now echoes three voices, rhythm braiding into something not entirely human.
I dial friends, but the line fills with static lullabies before a word escapes my lips.
Every hinge in the apartment groans at dawn, synchronized as if practicing for a journey back. The scent of damp soil leaks from my closet, though I keep no plants, only memories that root. Corner shadows stretch taller each night, eyes hollow, watching me rehearse surrender. Gabriel's giggle now echoes from water pipes, tinkling like coins dropped in a metal well. A hairline crack splits the bathroom mirror where her face leans, yet the smile stays unbroken. I wake at doors, keys in hand, feet muddy, halfway to roads I don't recall choosing. Elevator shafts hum the same lullaby the cellar once crooned. Even strangers seem to mouth my name. Each pane fogs from inside, letters L and G traced by unseen fingers before I can wipe them away. My phone no longer rings. It listens, screen black, capturing breaths I haven't yet drawn. Wall clock stuck at 3:17, battery fresh. Seconds refused to tick past the moment she first held me still. Neighbors avoid eye contact. They claim my unit smells like wet earth and birthday candles long extinguished. Sleep pulls me deeper each cycle, dreams stitching to memories until I can't sever thread from vein. Gabriel hums a nursery tune only half remembered. I find myself joining on the missing notes. She instructs softly, pack. My suitcase fills without thought, shirts folding with invisible hands.
A train ticket appears in my inbox. Departure tonight. Destination blank. Carrier unknown.
My pulse aligns with distant footsteps, counting 12, like someone pacing attic boards again. Phone vibrates once, a voicemail of silence broken by 2 words. Come back.
I strike a match to the ticket. Flame dies, paper unscorched, letters rearrange into my name.
Bathroom mirror fogs. A child's handprint presses from inside the glass, fingers tapping in patient rhythm. Living room wallpaper peels overnight, revealing the same carved symbols that circled Gabriel. Ceiling dust drifts like ash. I taste cellar air, though 8 floors separate me from soil. Tonight the front door unlocks itself, handle turning with the calm of a mother waking a child. Hallway beyond is darker than blackout, yet smells of homecoming cake and damp roses. I step forward, feeling smaller footprints padding beside me, though no body walks there. Streetlights flicker. Each pole bears stapled flyers of a missing boy named Gabriel, dated yesterday. My heartbeat divides into 3 distinct pulses. Mine, his, hers, marching in unison toward the station. Wind carries her murmur, promising rest once walls embrace us again. Turnstile beeps green, though no conductor scans my phantom ticket. The train door yawns like a basement mouth. Train window reflects 3 seated shapes where only one body should cast light. The destination board glitches, letters sliding until it spells the house's rural address. I close my eyes, her palm rests over them from inside my skull, saying, almost home. The train dives into a tunnel. Lights die, but I see perfectly. Basement walls rushing past the windows. Small fingers lace through mine, cold yet comforting, guiding me toward an exit that smells of damp candles. We cross the platform. Night pines, that familiar silent road. The house lights flicker like eyes recognizing a child. Front door swings wide before we touch it. Warm dust exhales welcome, swallowing the moonlit yard behind us. Some journeys end where they began. Mine ends beneath floorboards that remember every heartbeat they ever owned. Before stepping inside, guilt whispers that I could still run, but the house hums louder than conscience. In the hallway mirror, Gabriel walks beside me, no longer transparent. We share the same eyes now. The woman's voice echoes from every vent. Welcome home, my sons. The word sons tastes like iron and honey. Door closes behind us. Locks click. and somewhere under our feet, new letters carve themselves, still wet, still spelling yours.